Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into the quirky and intriguing world of Japanese taboos. Trust me, they're a big deal in Japan and can really affect daily life. So grab your hats and let's explore these cultural do's and don'ts and learn how to rescue yourself if you forget and commit these cultural offenses. Now picture this. You're in Japan, feeling all high-tech and futuristic like you've just walked into a sci-fi movie. You hop into an elevator, buzzing with excitement, and start hunting for the 4th floor button. But lo and behold, the button's missing. No, it's not an oversight, it's intentional. It's like that building in your hometown where there's no 13th floor, but here, in the high-tech heartland of Japan, it's the number 4 that gets the cold shoulder. Why all the fuss, you ask? Well, because the word for 4, shuri, sounds ominously like the word for death. Many Japanese take this superstition pretty seriously. It's not just about skipping numbers in elevators either. Giving gifts? Better count them. Handing over 4 of anything might as well be like saying, "Here, I got you some bad luck and doom." Not exactly the gift that keeps on giving, right? So let's say you accidentally slip up. You gift your Japanese friend a set of 4 beautiful cups. As soon as you see their face drop, you realize you've committed a cultural no-no. What do? First, apologize. A simple, heartfelt sumimasen goes a long way. Then, toss in an extra cup for good measure, turning that unlucky 4 into a high 5. Remember, understanding and respecting local traditions isn't just about avoiding embarrassment. It's about genuinely connecting with people from a different culture. So the next time you're in Japan, count your steps, count your blessings, but whatever you do, don't count to 4. Ever walked into someone's house and felt like you just entered a no-shoe zone, but forgot to ditch your sneakers? Well, in Japan, that's not just an awkward social blip, it's a full-on cultural faux pas. Imagine this, you're entering a Japanese home, and instead of admiring the serene decor or the welcoming smiles, everyone's eyes are glued to your feet because, oops, you're still wearing your shoes. Why the big fuss about a pair of shoes, you wonder? In Japan, cleanliness isn't just next to godliness, it practically is godliness. The home is considered a sacred space, so clean you could eat sushi off the floor. Walking in with shoes on? That's a whole lot of cultural disrespect, like bringing a muddy football into a sterilized operating room. So how do we sidestep this cultural landmine? First, always be on the lookout for a genkan. That's a lower area in the entrance where Japanese people slip off and store their shoes. Second, when in doubt, just take them off. No one ever got offended by socked feet. And third, follow the host. If they're slipping off their shoes as effortlessly as a ninja, that's your cue. Do the same. After all, when in Rome or Tokyo, do as the Romans or the Tokyoites do. When you are in Japan, you enjoy the phenomenal service, right? You're at a restaurant where the waiter treats you like royalty and you think, "I've got to show my gratitude." So you pull out your wallet, ready to tip like you're the king of generosity. But hold up, put that wallet away. In Japan, tipping isn't just unnecessary, it's practically a social blunder. Now why is that? In Japan, the service is already included in every price tag. And it's not just included, it's top-notch. The level of service in Japan is like having a personal butler. But here's the kicker. If you try to leave a tip, it can come off as implying that the workers need extra incentives to do their job well. It's like saying, "Hey, I know this is your job, but here's a little something extra for actually doing it right." A bit of a backhanded compliment, really. Now, for those of us who feel that leaving a restaurant or a taxi without tipping feels like you're dining and dashing, here are simple ways to get around it. First, express your gratitude verbally. A heartfelt "arigatou gozaimasu," thank you very much, does wonders. Second, be polite and courteous throughout your service interaction. Acknowledge their professionalism. Japanese culture values respect and courtesy immensely. And third, if you really feel compelled to reward exceptional service, consider a small, non-monetary gift instead. But remember, this is usually only appropriate in more personal or long-standing service relationships. So next time you're in Japan, enjoy the guilt-free dining. Eat, pay the exact bill, and walk out like a boss. Ever been to Japan and found yourself caught in a pollen storm, only to realize your nose is about to go off like a party popper? Well, whatever you do, resist the urge to blow your nose in public. Over there, it's about as popular as a skunk at a garden party. Now let's dig into why this is a big no-no. In Japan, personal cleanliness and maintaining public decorum are hugely important. Blowing your nose in public, especially at the dinner table, is considered downright rude. It's like announcing to everyone, "Hey, look at me and my bodily functions." Not exactly the conversation starter you want. So, what happens if you slip up? You're human after all. If you accidentally let one rip, from your nose that is, the best thing to do is apologize discreetly, excuse yourself, and remember it for next time. The Japanese are understanding, especially with foreigners, but it's all about showing that you respect their customs. Now, to avoid turning into a social pariah for the duration of your visit, here are 3 friendly pieces of advice. First, always carry a small packet of tissues with you. You never know when you'll need to make a quick getaway to handle your business. Second, if you feel the urge coming on and there's no escape, try to at least turn your head away from others, cover up as much as possible, and be as discreet as a ninja. Lastly, consider preemptive measures like allergy meds if you're prone to sneezing or runny noses. So next time you're in Japan and feel a sneeze or a nose blow coming on, remember, it's a bit like a stealth mission. Excuse yourself, find a private corner, and deal with the situation away from prying eyes. Now, before we share the other cultural taboos in Japan and how to avoid them, let's do a poll. Let's see how you will deal with a nose that's about to explode. Press subscribe if you will politely and discreetly blow your nose in front of Japanese persons, knowing that it will offend them somewhat. And press the like button if you would actually take precautions to totally avoid having a runny nose in the first place. Like taking allergy pills in advance, a really extreme precaution. Let's see how far you will go to avoid these cultural faux pas. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Have you ever picked up a pen in Japan and found yourself grappling with color choices more intensely than an artist in front of a canvas? Well, here's a pro tip. If you're about to jot down someone's name, steer clear of the red ink. It's not just a color choice, it's a cultural landmine. In Japan, writing someone's name in red ink is the equivalent of sending them a wish you weren't here postcard. Historically, red ink was used to write the names of the deceased in family registries. So, unless you're signing off ghost letters, you might want to rethink that red pen. Picture this. You're at a meeting, you pull out a red pen to make notes, and suddenly everyone's eyes are on you as if you just pulled a rabbit out of a hat. But not in a good way. It's more like you pulled out the rabbit's obituary. Yep, it's that serious. If you ever find yourself accidentally playing Grim Reaper with your stationery choices, here's how to recover. Quickly apologize, explain it was an honest mistake, and if possible, rewrite the name with a more life-affirming ink choice, like blue or black. The quicker you switch colors, the better. Now, to avoid accidentally wishing someone into the afterlife, here's some friendly advice. First, just ditch the red pens. Why risk it? Second, if you must use red for some compelling reason, maybe it's the only pen you have, don't write names. Stick to underlining or circling. Finally, when in doubt, ask. It shows respect for the culture and prevents any potential ink-related mishaps. So next time you're in Japan, remember, red pens are not just another color in your pen case. They're a cultural no-no when it comes to names. Keep it simple, stick to blues and blacks, and you'll write your way into good graces rather than the spooky pages of history. Ever felt the urge to dish out hugs like you're the Oprah of affection? You get a hug, and you get a hug. Well, in Japan, it's more like, no one gets a hug. Welcome to the land where personal space isn't just appreciated, it's practically sacred. So why the no-touch bubble? In Japanese culture, personal space and minimal physical contact aren't just a preference, they're a norm. It's all about respecting boundaries. Imagine going for a hug and the other person recoils as if you just tried to share your last bite of dessert. That's how startling unwanted physical contact can be here. So what if you've already gone in for the hug and sensed the awkwardness levels spike through the roof? Step 1. Back off and reset. Apologize if you sense discomfort. Switch to a polite bow and maybe laugh it off by acknowledging the cultural mix-up. It shows respect and awareness, smoothing over the gaffe. Avoiding these sticky situations is pretty straightforward. Here's a survival guide. First, when in doubt, bow it out. It's the universal sign of respect in Japan and a safe bet for greetings. Second, observe before you interact. Noticing how others are greeting each other can give you solid clues into what's appropriate. Third, keep your hands to yourself. Think of your hands like personal items in a budget airline. Carry on only, stored securely, and definitely not sprawled across the neighboring seats. So there you have it, folks. Mastering the subtle art of social etiquette in Japan can feel like you're trying to solve a Rubik's Cube in the dark. But remember, when in Japan, do as the Japanese do. It's all about respecting the boundaries and keeping the peace. So go ahead and smash that like button if you've enjoyed this cultural safari, and don't forget to subscribe if you've learned a thing or two. Share this video with your pals to save them from potential social snafers too. Press Start Living is your passport to the vibrant pulse and intricate cultural mosaic that makes Asia absolutely mesmerizing. From the serene tea ceremonies in Kyoto to the bustling Shibuya crossing in Tokyo, dive into the day-to-day enchantments of Asian life. We bring you essential insights and tips, perfect for English-speaking tourists, expats, and anyone curious about Asian cultures. Stay safe, respect the local customs, and I'll catch you in the next one.